Let's get started. So, welcome everybody to the Choose Your Roll channel for another D&D stream. Specifically Tides of the Fallen Kingdom, session 5. Really getting into it now. So, let's go ahead and just kick it right over to our intros. Who we got playing tonight?
That starts with me. Hello, everyone. I'm Odin. I'm playing Zen, the wizard. I typically play Dahlia, the bard, on the Saturday game, and I'm the DM for the One Piece game that really got derailed hard yesterday, but we're all good. So, yeah.
I don't know, Broden. I'm actually a pretty big fan of lemons myself. Well, I think I'm next if we're going in the order here. I'm Selkus. In this campaign, I play Mina, the Tiefling Cleric. On the Mondays, every other Monday, I get to play Kenshi, the Human Vagabond, when things aren't interrupting me. And on Saturdays, I get to play Plays the Tiefling Pugilist.
Well, and I'm over here, and I'm playing Alistair. I'm your sneaky little warlock fella. You know, the Duke of the group. That's about all I do around here. So
Hello everyone, I'm Decimus. I play Mobius. My only game with these guys, and I'm having a lot of fun. I play a Rune Knight, and I'm looking forward to this next section. This next session.
And I am playing Fangor, the Leonin Pugilist. And rabbit and mice do not count as meat.
It took me a second to remember where that came from.
Cat's gonna go see it, find him one night just in the corner of a room, mouse in hand.
God. And that brings it back around to me. I am Kat. Tonight I will be your dungeon master. Normally you can catch me on Saturdays as Flora the Tiefling Wizard for the Far and Wide campaign. Do check that one out. And every other Mondays I am Chrysanthemum, Captain of the Dancing Pirates for the One Piece Endless Horizons game. When we go on break, you can see all the information that you need about those D&D games. If you need more D&D in your life, go check that out. All of our stuff is on YouTube as well, all of our past episodes, so feel free to check that out. Without further ado, somebody here has to remind everybody what happened last time we played.
Couldn't be me.
Not it.
well, I'm pretty sure if we're
It's
going
me.
down the order,
Yeah, it's me. All right. So, last time, I'm just going to read this out. We woke to the smell of something incredible, warm, sweet, and buttery. Luna had gone all out, making pancakes, eggs, both scrambled and fried. But it was the blueberry pancakes that stole the show. I'd never tasted anything like them. First bite was like biting into a cloud. Sweet, tangy, perfect. And one bite was all it took. I don't know what came over me, but suddenly I felt alive. Energy surged through my veins and I couldn't sit still. I bolted outside, tearing across the yard like a cub on its first spring day. The rush was impossible to fight, paws pounding the earth, mane whipping in the wind. I barely remember what I was doing. Running, leaping, probably growling like an idiot. By the time I burned out, I was sprawled in the grass, panting and grinning like a fool. Once I got my legs back under me, we set off. Zen kept us on course, following the map Briggs had marked. The wall grew larger, its imposing presence looming ahead. Then we spotted him, a stout dwarf, nervously scanning the area. His name was Orbach, and after a brief chat, he led us to a cleverly hidden door in the wall. The tunnel on the other side was dark and damp, but it got us through safely. Back on the trail, Mina kept us moving with a song I'd never heard before. It was catchy, I'll admit. Hard not to hum along after a while. But the song was cut short when I noticed something just off the path, a small way shrine to Atrix. Felt right to offer something, so we gathered flowers and elderberries. Berries were ripe, and Zen figured we could collect enough to brew something special, elderberry alcohol. Now that was a fine idea. Nightfall came, and I decided to hunt. Tracking was easy enough, and I managed to catch a good-sized rabbit. Mina handled the skinning and cooking like a pro. It was a proper meal, simple and satisfying. Later, while on watch, I caught a little mouse. Barely a snack, but it kept my stomach from growling. The next day, the skies were thick and dark clouds, and thunder rumbled in the distance. It wasn't long before the real trouble showed up. Giant frogs, slimy, stinking monsters, launched themselves from the trees. 1 second I was dodging, snapping jaws, and the next I watched half the group get swallowed whole. Disgusting. But we fought like hell, blades flashing and roars echoing through the storm. In the end, we won, battered and bruised and covered in frog guts, but victorious. Another day survived. Whatever waits ahead, I'm ready.
Very good, very good. You, sir, take your inspiration for the session.
Yay.
And so that is going to bring us to our next day of traveling. So I believe we cut it off right after combat on that session.
Yep.
Yep.
So we will go ahead and pick up with you guys finding a place to camp for the evening. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll this dice to see who's gonna start us off.
Be a 2, be a 2, be a 2, be a 2.
Oh, I got a Fangor.
Oh,
Yes! The curse is broken!
Let's
For
go.
now.
we just finished combat, right?
Yeah, we'll say that you finished combat. You traveled for a little bit longer, and you're settling into camp for the.
Gotcha. Is it still raining?
Yeah, it's lightened up a little bit, but it's still very wet outside. But the thunder is starting to move off into the distance.
Okay. That's kind of I guess I will go ahead and try to hunt something for us to eat for the night
Okay.
other than just our rations.
I was gonna say, Cat,
Hmm.
could we have tried to get some giant frog legs from the giant frogs that we fought?
I wanna eat
I
them.
Yeah, I
did
think we- I
say
think we
I was
mentioned we were
gonna
gonna do
work
that.
on that. Yes. Okay, so let me get a I think the way I'm going to do this is whoever's proficient in survival, roll me a survival check.
Fang,
Okay.
survival?
I can hit this.
22.
That works.
I offer you a D4 in these trying
Oh,
times. It wasn't
God.
bad.
Here
Oh,
we
wait,
go.
so
We're gonna roll good on
each of
skill
us?
checks again.
Yeah, all of you that are proficient in survival, go ahead and
Okay.
roll.
Okay.
I'm taking an average.
Pokes, he just pokes
Way
the
to kill
frog.
that one.
Not me.
I'm not
I'm not touching that.
realize that I'm not actually proficient in survival, but I do have a good bonus.
You're not proficient in survival?
No, I only get 4 skill proficiencies, Cat.
Then we can't count yours.
They did
They
say
didn't-
only
they didn't roll.
proficient ones.
Yeah, I didn't roll. I
It's
didn't
only Fangor, Mobius,
Oh, it's all
and
three of
Zen.
you.
I was gonna
Okay.
say,
Names are tiny, and
Yeah. I would say though, Cat, considering we had to actually battle these things to kill them, can I go ahead and give guidance to Fangor to bump his roll
Yes.
even higher? Okay, Fangor, you get a D4 to add to that 22.
Yeah.
If you don't want to add it to me.
25.
Zen, I don't think there's any fixing your roll, Chief. I'm sorry.
okay, so that's an average of 16. I will say that you guys managed to get a frog leg each.
Oh, and they big boy frog legs too.
For each of the people who rolled, or each of the people in the party?
Everyone in the party.
Okay.
So five big old frog legs. Zen kind of butchered the one he was working on.
Right, so, well, instead of going out the track, I will go ahead and start lighting a fire and try to cook up the frog legs. Or actually, someone else is the cook in this party, right?
I have the chef's tools.
Okay. Please do tell me how you plan to have a fire while it's raining.
Listen,
Tree.
yeah, I'll find the best cover I can.
So
I have-
Zen was just gonna kind of, you know how like when you have a tent laid out perfectly flat, it's really big.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna do that, tie that above a tree a good distance up, and then so that the rain's not pouring directly on the fire.
All right.
He's making a canopy.
That
Yeah.
works. Okay. So then go ahead and give me that roll, Mina. Let's see what you managed to make up. Are you using any anything else, or are you just frying them up?
I think we do have some. We do still have some other supplies that I can intermix to make it up to kind of spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, we got like the vegetables and stuff, right?
I'm not French, so I don't really know what's good on frog legs. I'm not gonna lie. Thank
So
God I'm not French, but
frog
think they
legs
put-
are similar to chicken,
yeah.
in a lot of ways. So
Let's see, party sheet I think was what we
A
have.
lot more bones.
yeah, a lot more bones.
What was the list of ingredients
so
we
you'd-
had.
Honestly, you're probably just doing a stir fry with these.
Pretty much, yeah. We don't really have the
Or just like chicken, or just
stuff to do
frog
something
drumsticks
super-
kind of thing.
Yeah, we don't really have the stuff to do anything super fancy, but it'll at least probably taste a little bit better than just raw.
True, you know what?
We'll mix some veggies and other various things we have, and then a side of cheese because that's like a French thing, right? French people eat cheese, I
I
think.
fucking love cheese.
Yeah, see?
It depends on
Wait,
the cheese.
that's fucking sus.
All right.
Anyway,
So
go ahead and roll wisdom check, add proficiency to this because I don't have an action for cook tools yet, so I have to.
and advantage for putting that much thought into it.
Well,
It's gonna be a good meal.
There's gonna be some good fucking frog legs, Chiefs. Let's see if we get an at 20. Not quite, but still, we're really good. So that's a 24.
Okay.
Frog leg fry.
These frog legs smell absolutely delicious. And as you guys are tearing into them, they are just falling off the bone. They're gently spiced. And you would never imagine that something from such a nasty creature could taste so good.
I cooked them with
Hmm.
my hatred for them.
Well done,
Yes, I
Mina.
can tell.
Well done.
Your spite tastes delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Right, while you're cooking,
but I
dude.
think that's just too overdone.
Yeah, while you're cooking, I was just like slowly like pulling off some like bits and bobs of my clothes and just like wringing them out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still doing it while we're chatting right now. Just pouring the
While this
water
is
out of my boots.
happening, Zen's gonna take out his rope and he's gonna start making. He's gonna start like netting it in a way, so that he's gonna tie it between two trees. So he has a what are those things called?
A hammock?
A hammock.
Okay.
He's gonna put his bag in there because he's like, yeah, I'm not sleeping on the ground. It's wet, cold. I don't like it.
Well,
Fair enough.
thank you for cooking this, Mina. It's definitely a lot better than the it's a good way to put it. It's a lot better
Eating
than
it
eating
raw?
food ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
It is better
Yes.
than fish, I guess.
I mean, it's not red, but it's all right. Those are some big frogs.
Things were massive.
Mhm.
They ate all of you whole. It was horrifying. I'm not sure how they got Fangor.
Hey, it didn't eat me whole. And I think Mobius was fine.
That didn't get me.
Mm-hmm.
I made my way out.
I had to put my spear in between its mouth and try to hold on, and I tried to blast it, and I couldn't because the spear is angled weird. Super annoying.
I mean, you avoided getting eaten though, so
Mm-hmm.
that's a plus.
Well, you know, if it as long, I will say, it's raining, and that has helped out tremendously because at the very least, those guts got washed off when we were walking.
Yeah,
True.
slime.
I still feel it though. Ugh.
Oh, you will.
I feel like that's never gonna go away, Alistair.
When we
Wherever
get
you
back to
go.
town,
Everywhere you'll see a frog. Somewhere, hiding around the corner.
Oh no. You see, I got revenge on it, so I mean, I think it's a little even in that regard.
I don't know, one of them got away. What if it tells it's frog camp?
We'll be prepared this time.
Its frog brethren will come for revenge.
Good point.
Well, I want some Sedai before the Frog Covenant comes for us.
Religious order. The
I'm-
cult of frog.
Mina, do you know? Are there any religions about frogs, Mina?
Mina, go ahead and roll a history check.
Yeah, we need to know if there's
History.
any
That's one
frog
of
churches
my-
around here.
One of my good checks. Let's see.
We're not doing this again.
Oh, I
Nope.
guess we're not doing this again.
Then Zen's gonna try to make up a story of how he knows of a frog that lives in the sewers of the city.
Really?
Yep.
Okay,
Are they
if
read
you
by the Rat King?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were turtles.
No, that they wouldn't be down in the
No,
sewer.
no,
with
that's
that
an
bunch.
assassin's guild.
Ah,
Oh.
Zen, so you can either roll a flat deception, or you can actually tell me a good story, and I'll give you advantage.
Go on, Broden, make up a frog story on the spot.
Nope.
Damn it.
8. He says it with a very unconvincing tone.
Very sarcastic.
We don't believe him, but we're having fun with it anyways.
The frog covenant.
They're always at war with the Fly Covenant. They
It's
live
I
at
thought
the
they
dump.
I mean,
It's
they
like
might
where
still
we-
be at war with the Rat King.
No, the Rat King was killed years ago.
Mhm.
Which one?
It's really hard because they're a colony. So, like, you kill one rat, but there's like 600 more. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the
Yeah.
thing. There's more kings that pop up.
It's never less than one rat. There's never.
I don't know. I mean, they killed a Rat King. I'm not sure if there's more than one.
Right,
on the
it might
boat-
have just been an rat king, not the rat king.
Mm.
Yes, I mean, they are everywhere. On the boat over here, I know I punted a few rats off the side.
You
Oh.
punted a few Rat Kings off the side.
No, not Rat Kings. Rat Kings are...
You know, an
Not
assault on
common on
nobility is
ships.
usually going to get you arrested.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm not punting Rat Kings. I just punted rats.
Ooh, that's a good point. If the guards ever beat you up, you can just tell them that it's illegal.
I mean, it is. Technically,
Yeah.
probably.
Tell that to the frogs the next time. Maybe they won't try to eat you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do
I'll
you speak
tell them
frog,
my sword.
Alistair?
Rabbit.
Damn, that was pretty good,
Knew
actually.
it.
I give him that.
What about you, Fangor Mobius? Did you speak frog?
I do not.
no.
Don't
Damn
speak
shame.
frog,
Beautiful
please.
language.
It sounds like it.
Wait, let's see if that signaled them or not. It was quiet, so I mean...
I don't know. Maybe they'll think you're like a sleeper agent now.
God, I hope you didn't do a mating call.
No, that would probably be a little higher.
They're frisky this time of year.
How do you know
Well,
these
I mean,
things?
I read books.
yes, I'm not
Reading
actually
weird
sure how
books.
frogs.
What are we talking about?
Mm.
Frogs?
That was a
Frog.
hard question.
Mating call of frogs, eating frogs.
I don't know.
Okay,
Speaking of
second
sleeper
question.
agents, I immediately
Why?
collapsed in my bedroll.
Why aren't you? Just
I'm
have
not a
friendly
frog.
banter. Don't have to be a frog to talk about frogs.
Yeah, what are
I
you,
mean-
part of the Rat King Syndicate?
It's a
I'm going to bed.
Yep.
Fangor, you're a cat. He'd be really good against the Rat King.
Oh, that's true. It might be their arch enemy.
Okay.
Watch out, Fangor. Their numbers are large. They may be weak, but their numbers are vast.
So you guys settle in for your night of resting. Are we going to be doing a watch order?
Probably
Yeah,
just
I
keep
can
the
get
same order.
first.
I don't remember what the order was.
I think Mina was last in the order.
It's whatever. I'll take first, and then whoever's next.
I think Mina was last. I think it was Alistair, Decimus, Fangor, and then Mina.
That's not the right name.
That's not the right name.
Mobius, Fangor.
You said Decimus, you fool!
Oh, Mobius.
So,
Alistair, Mobius.
I thought we
Fangor,
were over
Mina.
this.
Alistair. Oops.
I don't like you said Alistair. Oops.
Moving things
don't-
around. Alistair, Mobius, Fangor, Mina, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Wait, there's 5 of us. Wait a minute.
And then my character's gonna once again read since he doesn't have to do one and then sleep.
Okay.
Boy.
All right. So you can mark off you probably kind of get like 2 chapters or so each time you read that book. And
All right.
go ahead.
We discussed it's like out of 10. So is it like 2 out of 10 or 1 out of 10? It's up to you.
Oh, it's another 1 out of 10.
Okay, so I'm at 2 out of 10 completely. Got it.
Okay. And then I need a perception check from Alistair.
Let's go. All right, let's be perception. That was almost a 1.
Nice.
You're just distracted with your own thoughts. You're really wondering if you might have accidentally summoned more frogs.
Maybe it was their mating season.
Oh God.
Ugh.
Okay. And then I need Mobius, your perception check, please. And so you're aware enough. You definitely hear some like movement, rustling, typical just animals moving about the forest throughout the night. But none of it comes close to the camp.
Got it.
Fangor.
$19.
You vaguely hear the howling of wolves off. You can tell they're probably still several miles out.
Okay, well, I'm going to focus on that sound and just make sure they're not getting closer.
And then let's get Mina's.
Okay. So I do my morning
I will
prayers.
inform Mina when she switches
Mhm.
that there was wolves in the distance.
Okay. I will add a perception, and then I'll add a d4, which is a 2, so that's a 13.
Okay. With a 13 and Fangor having told you about the wolves, you do catch the howling very far off in the distance, like 2 times throughout your watch.
Does the howling sound dire or like normal?
Nice try.
They're like normal wolves, only dire.
Out of curiosity, asking for a friend.
But you guys do make it through the night without any issues. And here we finally get to practice my resting rules that I'm using. Not to make it sound like they're mine. Resting rules that I am using. So, you all regain hit points equal to your max hit die plus your constitution.
Yeah.
Okay. Since we made the special meal and all that during the course of the long rest, could you say that counts for the temp HP from the chef feat?
I will allow it.
Okay. Let me just get that click so everyone knows how much it gives again. So that.
And so everybody knows how to adjust their hit points.
Yep.
Remind me again.
Don't need to.
Gotta get rid of the wounds. and then
So
I
I do
don't
have a
have to use mine, right? I
question
mean, I might as
for
well.
that
Mhm.
feat. So at the end of a short rest, any creature who eats the food and spends 1 hour or more spends 1 or more hit dice to regain hit points, regain an extra D8. So does everyone who ate also get the extra D8 from this?
if you rolled hit die during the rest, I think is what it
I
was.
mean,
Yes.
yeah, I won't have to, but everyone else who does. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, which you have an opportunity to do as well as part of the long rest. You can spend hit dice if you need to. Mobius, so you basically just need to do the math on how much you're gonna get back. So it's going to be your maximum hit dice, which is, I believe you have a D10. So
I
it'll
think
be
so.
10 plus your constitution.
13.
And then do the math based off like how much wounded you have. So you're gonna be back to max with that.
Okay.
See, it's not too bad.
I mean, someone had to play the support. We don't have a bard, so Song of Rest stayed on the table.
But that's just something to remember. That's what it'll always be. And then you also, for future reference, do regain a number of hit dice equal to your proficiency bonus. And then you can also spend hit dice if you need additional hit points.
Got it.
All of your spells and abilities that typically recover after completing a long rest are recovered.
I'm confused. So
All of your short rest stuff comes back.
okay,
You get like half of your hit die, and you can also spend any hit die that you have, like also the ones that you've like regained and whatnot, or you can just
But-
bank them for later.
the spell slots stay as they were.
Yes, unless you
Okay,
get
okay.
spell slots back on a short rest, like Maj.
And I do for
So-
arcane recovery.
Yeah, if you use your arcane recovery, which I think is a once per long rest. So.
It's once per day.
Oh shit! Nice. Okay.
Yep, and I can do it to half my wizard level rounding up. So I'm level 3, 1.5, so I can get up to a second level spell slot up.
And everyone gets 2 temp HP if they have a treat. So. It ain't much, but it's something.
I see where I was confusing Zen is because I was reading off the actual long rest rules, not the short rest, because you guys are on the side of the road, which does not count as a long rest.
Yep.
Yeah, so you are right. Technically, you shouldn't have got the hit points with your constitution, but we're going to carry on with that because that was my goof. So, the next one will be right.
The next one will be more difficult.
new rules that I'm running with here. Okay, so you guys wake up the next day. And
how long have we been out here? It's been like 2 days.
yeah, this is the morning of day 3.
Haven't surely have been given enough time for his owl to deliver the thing. He's then going to snap his fingers and summon Atlas back to him.
Okay. And you, Zen, you're looking at the map and you're seeing that you are very close to the point of needing to leave the trail.
Oh boy. All right, we're going to get into more dangerous territories here in a minute.
I'm sure we'll handle him just fine.
Well, I'm happy I have Atlas back. Gonna turn through his bird. He goes, fly on ahead. If you see anything, send me a mental alarm.
Okay. Your little owl will, as it's sitting on your arm, just kind of gives you a little nod and flies off ahead of you. As you turn off the trail, where it's marked on the map, I need a survival check. I think it was you. I was making you and Mobius do it together.
I think Zen because he had the map, and then I had advantage because I had other people who were proficient.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and give me that survival check. To navigate through these woods.
Thank God. That's a 17 up to a 20.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Not the natural one.
Thank God for having a map. So, as you guys wander into the forest, you enter this quiet maze of towering trees and thick undergrowth. Leaves rustling softly in the breeze. The morning has brought no rain, fortunately, but everything is still very sticky and wet from the rains yesterday. But you get brief lapses of sunlight through the canopy. The air around you is rich with earth and wood, accompanied by the distant calls of birds and occasional snaps of twigs as unseen creatures move around through the underbush. With that roll, you manage to navigate through these woods just fine. Until you begin to approach a fairly noticeable, almost grown over wagon trail ahead of you, going in the direction that you need to go. And as you look up, you see what looks like it used to be the marker pointing towards something, but the wood is now cracked and the text is no longer there. You can just see like a faint scratching and where the words used.
Okay.
Well, I think we're on the right path.
Does the map show us where we're supposed to be out here again?
And it's a little bit off the trail.
Does
Makes
it look
sense.
battered from time or battered by something else?
Well, my guess is, looks like there's some markings here. It looks like someone, etched them out in a hurry.
I think my question is, this is so out of the way. How did the guard actually find this place?
Hmm.
They might have a map too.
Possibly.
Maybe the thing we're trying to recover is maps to other places that they don't want found.
Could be a map, could have been a trader within their own ranks. I mean, there's a variety of ways. Or just random chance.
That is true. There is the chance
of
they
it is
literally
low,
just.
but
Well, I mean, sometimes the soldiers do kind of come outside the city for small hunting parties. They may have stumbled upon it.
I think probably the most likely option was catching somebody and maybe getting them to rat it out.
Possibly. Couldn't tell you. Well, Cat.
Mm-hmm.
If I looking at the map, how close are we to the base? Would I estimate?
Probably just another couple hours. You know that it was roughly another full day into the woods, and you guys have been going, it's hard to tell, but just judging by how long you've been walking, you're probably in like mid-afternoon at this point.
So we got a couple more hours probably until we get to the base. Would you estimate that like by nightfall we get there?
Yeah. Yeah, you keep up this pace like about sunset.
Yeah, we get there probably about sunset if we keep this pace going. We wanted to do this at night, right?
Preferably.
That would be the idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I say keep on the pace, maybe slow it a little bit down till the sun's nearly down, and get there towards the end of the day.
Okay. So you guys continue on for a little while longer, and after about another hour or so of walking, the woods in front of you begin to clear out just a little ways, and you begin to see what looks like the remnants of a small village in front of you. Probably totaling no more than 6 or 8 houses.
Do we see anyone?
No, I got something here for that.
Oh, okay.
So, as you approach, you can see that the village is little more than a skeleton. Its charred bones jutting up from scorched earth like the remains of some long-forgotten beast. Blackened timbers stand in jagged, crumbling outlines where homes once stood. Roofs collapsed into heaps of ash and debris. The wind makes an unmistakable whistle through the ruins, carrying the scent of old smoke and faint, dry rustles of weeds that have begun to reclaim the land. The ground in front of you is clearly littered with the remains of lives abruptly abandoned, half-melted pots, shattered glass, rusted tools buried in the dirt. And a lone well stands in the center of what used to be this village square. Stones cracked from the heat of the fire that devoured everything around it. The wooden signs that once bore the village's name is nothing but a charred post, letters long since burned away.
Is this the spot, or is this just...
Everybody
wonder
give
what's-
me a perception check.
Okay. I was gonna say I'd hint to our wizard friend to maybe do some reconnaissance with his owl, since it's a very inconspicuous thing to fly through a small secluded village in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't
Smoke
that
smell
roll?
is
I just-
disrupting me.
Let me see. How do I
Damn it.
find?
Oh, you're fucking kidding me. I rolled it the first time and it was a 17, but it didn't count in the counter, so I rolled it again. Now it's a 1. God damn it.
Give me one moment. Let me find the sheet for an owl because he would use his owl for this.
12.
Why didn't that roll in this sheet?
Cause you gotta roll it in the dice tray.
I did, and it just popped
did
out
it.
of it after it was already bouncing around in it. And I was like, what?
I gotta throw it a little
Alright.
softer then, Chief.
Thank God they have advantage on this. This would be at a +3 to what I roll here. So 14.
14. Okay, so everybody else is very distracted by just sort of looking around at this village in front of them. And Zen, through the eyes of your owl, you are able to see the faint glow of light just a little ways past the village, up on a bit of a hill. And you see the vague outlines of a large house up on that hill.
All right. Well, I don't see anything inside the town, but I do see a house far up on a hill, big one. Could be our target. Something to worry about.
Is the house in the direction we gotta go?
This is kind of where
Yeah.
the map like ends. Like,
Does the so we can see the house, right? Or at least the owl can, right?
yeah, the owl can see the darkened outlines with the sun beginning to kind of dip below, far enough below the canopy that it's darker under the canopy than it is, you know, if it would be out in the open.
So this is kind of like somewhat meta, but I'm just kind of curious. Is the house in like I can't ask him this in character, but it's a detail I just want to mention. Is the house in a better shape, like than the rest of the town? Because the rest of the town sounds like it got raided, basically.
Only one way for us to find out.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if he could fly closer and see, but
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Alice to kind of fly closer, but while we follow behind her,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much have her warn us if there's anything to worry about as we try to stealth our way up to it.
Okay. So with Find Familiar, I believe you can look through her eyes.
Yep,
yeah, but he will be muted or not muted. He will be deafened and blinded. I
I
think.
will be blinded. I think it depends on which one I choose. Also, the owl can just look and see things, and then telepathically tell me stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can choose though to see for myself.
Okay. So which option would you like to use then?
I'm gonna have it try to tell me because it is technically not a regular owl, it's like a fae or celestial or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I choose. So it's pretty smart. So I'll tell it to just warn us. Because I'm not gonna blind myself while trying to sneak.
Okay. So as it gets closer, it does sort of communicate back in like kind of single words one after the other, and you hear fire, house, people.
Say as soon as he hears people, he'll look in.
So do you guys approach?
All right, there's
Might as well.
I was gonna say it sounds like we're going to try to sneak up to it at the very least.
yeah. Then we'll warn them that like there's a fire, a house, and some people up there.
I thought this place was supposed to be abandoned.
Not if they still have the people who did this. I point back to the village, who decided to camp out nearby.
Or they could just be people,
True.
you know,
Well,
passing through.
let's let's be more careful, though. You know.
How many people would be passing through here? So yes, let's be a little cautious about it.
Considering we're off the main trail, not many people.
Exactly.
Okay. So it sounds like a group stealth check then.
Oh no.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. 5.
All right.
We're fucked.
Well,
Yikes.
God,
We'll
Moby
bring
is
it
up
up
the
then.
nat 20 and
Well,
the.
it was an 18 anyways. The advantage no matter. So 20.
Okay, so we got a 5, a 1, 20.
1,
13 and
20,
then
13. It could be barely even.
I'm gonna round that up to a 12.
being sneaky. We're walking up to this house.
Yeah, solid 12. Alright.
Solid 12. So
I could sneak up on the A team on Saturday, so I mean, there's a chance.
So, this would probably be a very good time for me to tell you that you guys are now in a skill challenge.
Oh boy.
What?
I will explain for those that are not familiar with skill challenges. I am going to be placing you on a map here in a second.
Bro, we're being put in a situation.
1.
What was the situation, alright?
Once I share this, of course, you guys can kind of rearrange however you choose. Do we want the owl on the map?
Yeah, sure. They can do flybys.
Good. Put your familiar into combat.
I don't think this is combat.
Not combat yet.
It could be if we fuck up bad enough.
So, as you guys approach the, let me make sure your tokens are up.
I can see things.
They are unlocked. Okay, so you guys should be able to move around. You guys can probably see the whole map right now, and that should not be the case.
Nope.
Can't see inside. I can tell you
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I see through a window at my very specific angle. There's planks of wood in there. Watch out, guys.
Yeah, some things looks like a mess.
Okay, so as you guys approach, I will say that you are close enough to see. Draw some circles here. There is a guard here. Oh my god, I have to click it every time. Here. And there is the unmistakable glow of what could possibly be torches or a campfire, but there is a flickering glow coming from roughly around this direction.
And okay, so there's guards. Okay.
I mean, we don't have any reason to think they're hostile, right?
That is
are they-
now also why I'm going to ask for a perception check.
Yeah, my main question is, are they like city guards?
Perception
Well,
check.
checks.
Yep.
Thank you, Owl. Thank you for perception.
God damn it.
19.
Very good.
19. Better than-
Mine will technically be a 16.
Okay. So
Er.
we'll say Zen, Mina, and Mobius from this distance, you both are able, all three of you are able to see the emblem on the guards by the front door. That is Ebian Empire. Zen, especially being familiar with that get up.
Okay, not friends. Not friends.
Hmm.
We should avoid combat.
If we can, I would love that.
So that's what I'm gonna say. You guys have the option of a skill challenge right now. The way I like to do skill challenges is I'm not gonna tell you how many failures that will make things go south, but I will tell you how many successes that you need.
You know,
So,
maybe I should
Okay.
go take a look and see if what exactly is in there real quick.
Can you do it quietly?
I believe I should be able to.
okay, so are we gonna send one person in?
Reconnaissance, maybe. Though, I mean, Owl will be good for that too, but not inside.
Yeah, I could send Alice over to one of the windows to take a look in. I mean, an owl is a lot less conspicuous,
If
especially in the dead of night.
we're gonna send people, if we're gonna send a group in, we should they should be a pairs. Don't send them by themselves.
Issue is I can't help anybody who would be with me to do the same stuff, so that's the problem.
What you mean?
Are any of the windows open at all that we can see either? Like, at all?
I believe all of you are in a position when you're looking at the house to see that one window that is open.
Okay.
All right. Well, I have an idea if we want to do this. I can send Alice over there to try to distract them. You know, sudden fluttering in the tree over yonder, in the other direction as we try to sneak over there.
Hmm.
Not a bad idea.
All of a sudden, fluttering to a tree is not uncommon, but it's also sort of a thing like, oh, whoa, look at that, you know?
Might get them to
Could be a good
glance
place to
over there,
start.
though. That's about
Hmm?
it. Might only get them to like glance over there, though. That's about it, honestly.
Better than glancing over here.
I don't know, Alistair. You do weird shadow magic-y things. I mean, can't you just like use the shadows to like guide you or conceal you or something?
Yes, that's why. You know what? That's why I'm thinking I should go in and check.
Fangor's like a cat. They're like kind of nocturnal.
Yes, but he's massive.
Real quick, Zen's gonna put on his like little mask thing that he bought
Mhm.
to help conceal who he is.
Okay.
Why don't I just? I can distract them. I think.
You want to be the distraction.
I could do either, probably. I could do many things right now, probably. It
If you
depends on
guys
what our
hurry it up
plan
before
is.
I start go punching people.
We have the whole night.
Then
It's
how
better
about
to be cautious.
how about I just send Alice over there? She's quick to get away if needed, and we all try to just head over to that window. We can go around the fountain and stay low.
Stay low. Glance at Fangor.
I'll get
We're
down on all
going
fours.
to
I'm much
attempt.
shorter like this.
Okay, sounds like we have a plan.
For now, yes.
All right, so
Yeah,
you
so
send the owl over. It
Give a couple
lands.
loud.
Yeah.
Sorry. Give a couple loud and proud. Who?
So you know what? I'm gonna give that one to you because that would just get pretty much anybody's attention. And these two guards will look over, and you hear one of them go, "What was that?" Other one goes, "It was an owl, dummy. They make an unmistakable sound." And you hear the both of them start kind of bickering back and forth about what they just heard.
Owl
I'm
sound.
not,
Owl sound.
I'm not an idiot. You're an idiot.
Why don't we take our opportunity then?
I need another group stealth check.
Oh.
No advantage, but I will say the DC is lower, because the owl's distracting.
Okay, 16.
Oh my god.
My fucking god.
Master of stealth.
Oh,
Big
I'm
titty.
proficient.
Hey,
I need to work
hang
it.
on. The three of you get natural ones.
Yep.
No, I had a.
no,
I had a
two of them
five.
got fives.
No, we have disadvantage. That's the thing, because we both wear heavy armor.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a 16, a 5, 6, a
Six,
4,
bad.
4,
and another
a
4.
4.
Looks like we're fighting.
Jingle, jingle.
Divided by.
I could technically do something to try to save it. Actually, no, it wouldn't work.
Okay.
Never
Then
mind.
just-
Y'all, calm down. This is
Carefully.
a skill challenge.
Yep.
So, that will count as a failure, as you all managed to make it around the up and around the fountain, and get up to this window. But you do have one failure on the record.
Then the entire time over, just hearing jingle, 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 just gritting his teeth. Just
Fangor.
That jingle, jingle.
But you do hear one of the guards go, "What the hell was that now?" And you hear their movement as they kind of start to sounds like they're starting to kind of move around and possibly start patrolling.
Okay, well, I don't see anybody inside, so I'm going to hop in real quick.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
you guys are now on a clock. As the guards are starting to move around.
I poke my
Alright.
head in, and when I don't see anybody, I move a little further in and wait for other people if they'd want to.
How big is this window?
I'd say like I don't know, average house sized window.
Is it big enough for a Fangor or a Mobius to fit
It is
through?
definitely not going to be big enough for a Fangor.
No, yet.
Mobius would need an acrobatics check to get through this window because he'd have to do some like sideways twist and like pull himself, get some help. He could squeeze through it, but
Really?
Let's go.
okay.
Party.
I'll just like grab his hand and help him through since I'm already in.
Surprisingly nimble.
Zen's gonna go to the window. He's gonna tell his bird to start making a lot of noise in the tree as if it's being attacked by something. And he's gonna try to climb through.
Okay. So the owl starts making a big ruckus in the tree, and you
Fly out, like tries to get away from something.
yeah. So you hear one of the guards go, "Oh, I think it found a snack." And you hear like it sounds like their attention might be briefly grabbed by watching what they believe to be nature happening right in front of them.
He's gonna try to jump into the house through the window.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That clock's running thin though because they are walking around.
Fangor! I'm gonna offer him, since he can't really fit through, I'm gonna offer him a slight bit of guidance on my way in. If that's okay.
Yeah, you can give him guidance. Fangor, what are you gonna do? You can't fit through this window.
Well,
Can he
said they're patrolling,
through
right?
the window?
Mm-hmm.
And we're in an area where big ass beasts roam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Y'all might not want to watch. But I'm gonna get in this corner and I'm going to strip naked.
Oh, no.
And I'm gonna go on all fours and act like a lion.
I look back as I'm giving
You-
you that.
And I'm gonna look like mean as fuck.
I'm just
I
I just
audibly blink and
mouth
then
is
step to the right.
my mouth is like agape, and I just kind of like take a few extra moments, like what the fuck am I looking at, and then I'm following Mina,
Zen's on the other side of the wall.
and then I'll
"Okay,
like
guys."
look back again for a second, and I'll be like, okay, no, I'm
Like,
coming.
so you know how lions will stalk their prey
Mm-hmm.
and look like aggressive? I will literally start trying to foam at the mouth and just look aggressive and raise my hackles and just kind of slowly walk around the grounds.
Performance?
I was going more for intimidation. but
Okay, intimidation. I'll give you intimidation.
He does. Yeah, he doesn't literally have that big roar.
Zen looks to the other. What's going on?
And I can add guidance to that, right?
Yep.
17?
17 as a guard comes around this corner.
Oh, they're gonna be like just roaming.
I now
With
know why the owl left.
with it being nighttime, this guard turns the corner and just sees this like shrouded mass of a creature hunkered down in the bushes with the glowing cat eyes looking out to this guard, and you see his eyes go wide for a moment as he kind of dips back behind the corner, and you hear him go, "Dude, there is something over the corner there. I don't know what it is, but it's big." And you hear them kind of rush over. Like you can't really tell what direction they went, but you hear them kind of rush off.
Good enough for now.
Oh, thank God! I thought they were gonna come in here for cover.
If that would have been a natural one, they would have been very proud nudist.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Just standing there on 2 feet and going, look at me in all my glory.
you know,
They just turn the corner and
Put it
he just
out there.
goes, "Rawr."
He just goes meow.
Oh, shit.
Uh,
Deeper, Fangor, deeper.
They leave for different reasons.
Uh,
okay. So I I am gonna count that as a success, but also kind of a failure. We'll
Neutral. One on both.
it's yeah, one on both. So now we've got a success, but we do have a second failure because now they're thinking there's a very large creature in the area.
Oh no.
They are people. They're intelligent enough to be like a big creature, and this is where they're staying. So
yeah.
Let's find what we need and get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
Then-
can we...
Zen's gonna
Alright.
reach into his bag and pull out a hooded lantern.
okay.
So,
And
what?
he's gonna light it for himself as he looks, because a hooded lantern doesn't produce much light. They're meant
By
for
the,
shit like
power,
this.
by the power of dark vision, grant me sight beyond sight.
Did you put that on
Alright.
yourself or?
Mhm.
Because you
What?
can see in here.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know why I can see it here.
I forgot to do this.
Oh, that'd make more sense.
There we are.
Now you can't see.
Everything is black and white now. We're
I
like
like
in
it
the
have that
movie.
hooded lantern.
Well,
Yeah, let me add a light source to you. What is
I think it can go between two different values. Is the like what it
It
is?
does. So he has it in like the hood and thing. So you can lower the hood, reducing the light to a dim light in a 5-foot radius. So it allows him to be able to see and look around, but not.
so it's dim light in a 5-foot. We'll say the
Yeah.
fall off is 10, but it doesn't really have bright light, right?
Unless he opens
Yeah,
Well,
because
currently.
it currently only has two things. It has bright light in a 30-foot radius with a dim light for an additional 30 feet, or as an action, you can lower the hood, reducing the light to a dim light in a 5-foot radius. So
Okay.
it allows me to somewhat see, but
Yep, I gotta program it so I can put the light on you, and it should.
I got a hooded
I
lantern.
mean, it's kind of like what I'm imagining now. It's like the kind of dark where we can still see a little bit because there's like the moonlight out the window, and it is kind of gray in here. So
Let me make sure I
Yeah,
have you selected. Add light. There you go.
Point being,
um,
people should not be able to see it from outside.
real quick as well, I think there's a bot in chat.
Smack his nuts.
They're advertising bots.
I don't think I have a mod with me tonight.
Broden, do you not have mod powers?
That's what I don't know. How?
Damn, AJ letting you run a game and not giving you mod powers. Can't imagine.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's go. All right. So what are we looking for in here again? Some info, right?
Let me check my notes real quick. I swear I wrote some of this down.
I'll give y'all a second to kind of figure out your next move while I go to Fangor and we figure out Fangor's next move.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to this corner and put my clothes back on. Well, it seemed to work for the second, and I can't go inside with them, so I'm gonna play, I guess,
know,
decoy duty.
Quick question. What is your armor?
That's a loincloth. He's not a
Yeah,
savage.
I'm not wearing armor. I'm
No, I
literally
thought
wearing
he had
like
armor.
a loincloth.
I'm gonna like stick my head over by the window, just be like, hey, if they left, why don't you just use the front door?
They didn't leave?
I mean, we heard them run off or something.
Yeah, but they could have went to the campfire over there.
Oh.
Can't
You wanna
see around
check?
corners. Not a chameleon.
Well, do you want to check,
Anyway,
maybe?
you guys hurry up.
Okay.
We'll go look around this area.
Okay. Yep. Nothing special really over here. You see like what used to be probably a stable, a barn, where they would have housed like horses and carts and flies and stuff. Everything looks very broken down, like this place has been abandoned for quite some time.
Okay.
So for those of you in the house, finally, I will get to the description. So, as you enter the house, it is thick with the ghosts of its past occupants. Dust floats lazily in the slanted beams of moonlight filtering through the boarded up windows, casting long, jagged shadows across the room. The air is stale, carrying the faint scent of mildew, old wood, and light hints of smoke long since burned out. Scattered across the floor, remnants of a hasty departure, overturned chairs, half-empty tins of rationed food. And in the dim light, faded maps and scribbled notes still cling to the cracked stone, ink smudged with age and moisture. So,
Why don't we search a little bit?
I also spot a door back here, I think. If I'm looking at this thing up here. Forget how to ping, but it looks like right north of me.
yes, that is a door.
Can I kind of press my ear to it, see if I hear anything on the other side?
Sure, let's get a perception.
Okay. Perception. 17.
17 is good. Also, I am really bad about remembering to put in ambience for you guys.
It's okay, Cat. I'm only half here right now. I have my own ambience.
Let me do that real quick. It's just dead air besides us talking. Eh. I can type underneath my microphone. There we go. Not so silent. So with the 17, you don't hear anything, no rustling or anything like that. Just the occasional creaks of the old wood shifting.
Can I slowly push the door?
Mm-hmm.
Just a crack and kind of see what I see. I'll move myself right here to be closer.
Move back for a second so I can actually open it. There we go.
Ah, right, gotcha. Fair.
All right, door is open.
I see nothing into that area.
Okay, move back. It should be open.
I don't see it either. I don't see an option for a door either there.
Well, we wouldn't have the option. She has to open it for us.
Oh.
Yeah, because I get everything blocked off. That's how I do like line of sight and stuff like these on this map. Why is it not allowing you to go through said door?
Might allow me to go through it. I just can't see through it. I don't know if it'll like physically stop me.
Try going through it and see what.
Oh, yep, it does stop me. Okay.
What the
Bonking myself into a wall here.
Donk.
Okay. Fantasy Grounds, don't make me get rid of line of sight. That's literally what makes this friggin' software good.
Yeah, there's a door down there I can open, but not that one apparently.
Hmm.
Oh
Hmm.
wait, I can hold on. I can see a door symbol now. Hold on.
Hmm?
Where is it? Oh,
No touching my
I'll see
doors.
it first. No touchy.
doesn't do anything.
Let me see if I can. I can't even force you past that door. What happened?
It's true what they say. Doors really are every party's greatest weakness.
Yeah, it's just the friggin' Fantasy Grounds doing its thing now. See if I. Oh, that's because there's still a wall there.
Oh,
Huh. Yeah, that'll do it.
That's my bad for Well, you can just see the whole fucking room now.
Oh, room. Hell yeah. All right. Now we can walk through.
Yeah. There was still a wall underneath the door line. Okay.
Well, if I don't actually see anyone, I'll kind of slip in
Mm-hmm.
here and kind of take a look and see what I can find in this room here.
oh, it is fully pitch black. I could see it for a second, like in gray.
Do you have dark vision?
Well, no, but the rest of the house is the really super dim gray. Is this room just extra dark? I guess.
I believe some of the rooms are going to be dark because they don't have any like outside light sources like
Makes sense.
Yeah, this middle one looks like it has an actual light source in it compared to this one. So I guess you don't see because you don't have dark vision like I do. So I can actually like see like a broken desk and what looks like a cabinet or a chest
Mm-hmm.
over here.
So, Mina, go ahead and give me an investigation check for that room, and I'm gonna go and check in with Zen and Mobius over here.
Okay, and we'll add D4 to this one.
Yeah, Zen's just gonna start searching around this room, heading a bit towards what I believe is the door.
Okay. I will need a stealth check the closer you get to this side of the house.
Okay. Ah, good? No, 7.
Okay, that is one more failure, Zen, as you approach this side of the house and you hear the guards. When you hear one of the guards speak up, and there's a lot of noises happening tonight. What the hell's going on? And you hear the movement of feet. Guards start kind of moving around again.
He's gonna back up then and just go behind a wall. Oh, there's a door here?
Mm-hmm.
I would have fucking gone that way, but I know there was a door here.
So for me, since I don't have light, I press my ear against. I see what looks like a door, and I press my ear up against it to make sure nothing's behind it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Hey.
Yeah. You don't hear anything that would give you an indication that there's someone or something on the other side of that door.
I slowly push it open.
Okay. Are you not able to walk through that door? Okay. Okay, good.
I can, but I see that it's pitch black, and I don't want to light a torch, so I make my way over towards Mina
Okay.
or Zen to let them know that I can't see in this room.
Zen is closer. He does also have the lantern there.
Okay. Mina, with your investigation, that was an 11.
Yes.
So you are right next to this little nightstand here. Would you do me a favor and move? Because you're on top of one of my markers. Thank you.
Oh yes, yes. By all means.
Fantasy Grounds has little pins that the DM can put down to, like, leave notes for yourself and whatnot. So
Okay.
you were kind of on top of that.
Gotcha.
So with an 11 investigation and being right next to that nightstand, I will give you this. As you kind of start pulling open drawers and start looking around, you find a scroll that I need to unidentify really quick. There we go. And you find a total of 50 silver pieces in that nightstand.
Well, yoink. Let me add that.
Yep. You can add the add that, and then I will drop this scroll into your inventory. That will show up simply as scroll.
Did you find something interesting?
Unidentified for now, because we can worry about loot later.
Yep. Just some paper, a little bit of coin. There's also some other things that are like catching my eye in here. There's this desk up on the north, and then also this like I don't know if that's a wardrobe dresser or chest or whatever, but something over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to spend some time looking around these couple places.
Yeah. So your investigation is just going to cover the whole room. That's kind of how I like to do it, instead of like rolling multiple times over and over.
Yep.
So
fine,
as you're looking around, you just see kind of really what you're finding is like somebody used to live here. There's some random scraps of paper, little notes that people were keeping. Most of the like books on the shelves are, light reading. Some of your typical books that people would keep in their house, storybooks, some like history books, maybe encyclopedias, that sort of thing. But you do also notice a very giant hole in the wall leading outside. That is very hard to miss, as all the rubble has filled into the room as the stone and wood like crash down in. It kind of unmistakable to see like this is where they may have initially like came in. This is where they kind of broke in.
That's one of those. Even on that one, you'd probably notice that
Mm-hmm.
sort of things.
Should I go get the cap? I think he can fit through here.
I mean, maybe he might be able to climb over that a bit better than me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's really not like too high up. The rubble has kind of split a little outside, a little inside. It would really just be like a simple climb, although it could potentially, under the wrong feet, be a very loud climb, as the rubble and wood is kind of just precariously stacked up from the from the initial fall of the wall.
While Alistair does that, my IRL perception perceives a fact that the wall here is uneven. Can I peek around this corner at all? While he's trying to go out and probably I can't. Sorry, I can't say words right now because of nose. Signal. Fangor to come in.
Yeah. So Alistair, give me a. Let's go with an acrobatics to climb up over this rubble.
All right. Let's see if my
Dex
luck will
boy,
be better.
you got this.
Acrobatics, right? All right, that's great.
Can't roll.
So-
Can't roll.
You set your foot down. You kind of put your hands up above you and get a good grip on some stones above you, and then you set your foot down, and the first stone that you put your foot on just slips out from underneath you, and several of the rocks come tumbling down, making this rather loud clattering. And kicks up a bunch of dust in the room.
Well,
Yeah.
Perhaps him walking over this would be noisier.
Heard the noise, so I'm gonna make my way this way.
Mina, the unevenness in the wall.
Mhm.
I couldn't get the line of sight stuff to work with me, but as you kind of peek around the corner of the rubble, it's kind of a smaller hole, but you look through and it looks like there's sort of this small passage in between the walls.
I'm in the walls. Do I see it leading to anywhere at all, or
It kind of goes down for a few feet and then it just kind of cuts off.
as if it like bends around the corner?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll try to start shimmying down it.
Okay.
Do you see something?
I see a hallway.
Fangor, you can go ahead and approach the wall as I'm going to go back to these two. Sorry, I'm doing my best to split my attention between the group that has kind of split up in this house.
You're good.
Always split the party, guys.
It's in one house. We're fine.
Then you push open this door and you see this room that it kind of has. It's a little hard for you to see from where you're at, but like immediately to your left and right, you see like a bunch of crates that used to house a bunch of different things and some shelves with some like vials. It does kind of remind you of like some alchemy equipment.
Oh, he's gonna start looking around. he wants to find shit. What do I need to roll?
Give me an investigation.
18.
18. As you're looking around, you're pretty able to like confirm with yourself that this was probably where they made like, you know, some of their potions and stuff like that for whatever band of the resistance that might have been here. And while most of it has been cleared out, probably from the Empire, you do manage to find stashed behind a couple of like alchemy books on one of the shelves. You do find a singular potion of healing.
Cool.
I mean, that's a damn good find.
So then he's gonna kind of turn back and see Mobius kind of just hold up the potion into the dim light. Gonna make its way back out of the room.
We got another door across the way.
All right, let's very quietly move over there.
I agree.
Maybe.
What the hell was
maybe. Oh, what the fuck?
Huh?
What the? What the
that?
hell
Half
was
the
that?
house is lit up.
Oh, are you seeing the other room?
No, I'm saying like half the main room of the house is lit. Or is that just supposed to be the moonlight?
It's the moonlight.
Okay.
Yeah, Zen's gonna make his way this way. He goes, maybe, because Mobius is armored, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's like maybe stay back a little bit. I'm not very
agree.
stealthy, but I'm a little stealthier, I think, than you. Is this way?
Yep, right in front of you.
And then we'll try to explore this room.
All right. You can go ahead and make your way into that room, and I feel like I've been a very forgiving DM at this point, but I am gonna need another stealth check.
Yeah, I figured.
Just say you want a Dex party, Cat. Come on.
This will be fine.
It's a
not like it'll be
sneaking
natural
mission.
1. 12 is actually pretty average.
12.
I think it's the 3 strength builds. Ah, yes, the stealth mission.
How perceptive are these fucking guards?
Better than our A team.
Apparently.
Better than I wrote 8.
No.
Yes.
12 is good. As the floorboards do creak under your foot, though. That was close.
I'm not getting any closer.
Yeah, he's gonna start searching the room, trying to memorize where on the floor the squeaky floorboards are to avoid them.
So yeah, you enter what kind of looks like would be, the dining room. There are a couple of like bookshelves and just cabinets with some dishes and stuff like that, but there really isn't much of note in here.
But he doesn't find anything.
Mm.
All right. He doesn't see any other entrances or anything.
Nope.
Right, then he's just gonna come back out to the main room, and I guess he'll look around there.
Okay. All right.
With no...
We got the main room investigation. We'll get right back to that. Fangor. We're headed over to after hearing the clattering.
Yeah.
As you come around the corner, you do see like a giant hole in the wall with a bunch of rubble piled up.
I'm gonna see if there's like an entrance to come in.
As you kind of move around this corner, I would say that you would be able to hear like Mina and Alistair whispering to each other. You wouldn't really be able to see them quite over this pile of rubble.
Does it look like I could climb over and get in?
Yes.
I'll give it my best shot.
Acrobatics.
Can I use athletics?
Okay.
Oh boy.
Acrobatics to delicately climb over it. Athletics to just try to clear it.
Fair enough. I'll use acrobatics. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
Good God.
Okay, that's
Okay.
better.
All right.
Okay.
So you embrace the natural dexterity of a cat, and you very carefully climb up this rubble and come down the other end. Just a few pebbles kind of dislodging themselves with your movement, and you drop down on the other side of the rubble and see Alistair there in front of you.
Damn it. No, I'm not. Yeah. So I tried to whisper.
Oh,
Well, I made it in.
I can see that.
Mina, you wanted to go
Yes,
down the
I'm-
passage?
Yes, I am slowly going down this secret tunnel I have found.
I will
Okay.
follow them. for
So
now.
I can't actually like make you go through the tunnel because I didn't quite build it like that, but I will just go. God damn it, did I do another wall? Swear to God. I spent forever on the line of sight for this bullshit, and I still missed some things.
You're fine, Chief. You're fine.
At least it's actually letting me remove points so I can actually like clear this shit out. I'm probably about to delete a whole ass wall here. Maybe, if it will let me. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Open the door. Alright, so you would come out right about here.
I have found the kitchen.
Yes.
A hidden and mysterious place. I mean, I'm gonna look around for any actual recent ingredients because we saw guards outside. If they might have used the
Oh,
kitchen,
could
they
you
might
move
have.
me over with them? Because
Oh, yeah.
Something stocked.
Fangor, you see these two like slip through a very small space in the wall,
Alistair says hi and immediately
Okay.
And just
moves through a
kinda-
small hole.
disappear. into the.
That's cool. I'm gonna go down through this open door right here.
All right, so you guys are in the kitchen. You're gonna look around there. I'm gonna go back to the two that are looking around in the main room. I need Fangor, if you want to get in on this since you just came in. You see Zen and Mobius kind of rifling about, looking around for anything. I need investigation checks from all three of you.
Okay.
Natural
Great
20,
guy.
25.
15.
1.
Bangor, look out for the stairs.
Oh my god.
There's stairs in this level building.
Fangor just sees the size of the room and doesn't know where to start. He kind of gets that, like, he's just overwhelmed.
I'm still overwhelmed with the thrill of being naked outside.
Zen, you look over and you notice a very large, fancy desk on the back wall of the of this main room. And Mobius, as you see Zen like kind of head that direction, your head turns and you kind of immediately key into this desk. It looks kind of suspiciously grand. There's bookshelves on either side of it. There's a bunch of different items on the desk. And you kind of think to yourself, if I was going to do main business for a resistance in this house, this is where I'd want to do it.
Yeah, he's gonna search the fuck out of that desk. 25.
Yeah, we will. Hang on, notes. Okay. Reminded myself of my notes. Excuse me for a second. So you walk over to the desk. You start kind of poking around. Mina, Alistair, you guys in the kitchen. Go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Yeah. 15.
Mina can smell it.
I'm in my element.
That went from a
Zen.
20 to a 2, motherfucker.
Alistair is not in his element.
No.
Mina, as you're kind of digging through the remnants of this kitchen, you are desperately searching for anything that might help you. Go ahead and add one more bundle of spices.
Yo.
As you find the spice rack kind of up by the window above the kitchen sink that seems to have been untouched from compared to everything else.
How do I add like a custom item, or is that actually something I can find?
You can add a custom item. Just use the hang on. How do that?
Excellent question. Am I gonna have to have a Google Doc just for chef ingredients?
No, you should be able to add it into your inventory. I'm trying to figure out why you don't have the button.
I don't know. I have the same issue on Roll20. I don't have certain buttons, and I don't know why.
What? That's not the button I wanted to hit. Huh. This perplexes me. Because this was allowed before. I wonder if they updated something that has some things. Where the fuck is the edit button? There should be an edit button for the inventory. We'll figure that out later. For now, just make a note. Bundle of spices. I will look into that. Actually, we're at our break point. You guys want to go ahead and take a break?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So while I figure out what Fantasy Grounds has done with stuff, and this party continues to be on the edge of their seats, worried that they're going to attract the attention of the guards at every move they make, we're going to take our break. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. So, okay. I believe all the mic stuff is set up, and we are back. And we're gonna see how well these guys continue to do. Who did I leave off with?
I think we did the spice rack, and that was the last thing we did, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken.
We did do the spice rack. So now we're gonna go over to having discovered the disc. And what would y'all like to do upon discovering the disc?
That is in the main room, correct?
I don't know. Did my natural 20 do anything for the desk?
Yeah, we'll say that as you approach this desk, you see an assortment of several items kind of laid out on the desk. With your natural 20, I will say that as you're looking at these different items, you do notice slight, like, square indentations that kind of go along the front of the desk. They kind of line up, and it's just the most subtle dip in the wood, and there are 6 of them across the desk.
He's gonna look for things for hidden compartments.
Okay, go ahead and give me another, I will say, investigation or perception, your choice.
Investigation. Anyone want to help me? Anyone can help me?
Mobius is there. Also noticing the desk. Mobius, are you proficient in either of those?
What?
Mobius?
Yep.
Are you proficient in investigation?
I think I'm proficient in investigation. I gotta check. I lost my character sheet. And I don't remember how to pull it back up.
You just have to click on your name. I'm looking at your character sheet now. You are proficient in perception, not investigation.
Ah, yep, that's it.
Well, I'm gonna roll investigation then. $17.
17. So as you're looking around this desk, kind of trying to look for any hidden compartment, you're feeling all around, you're reaching under the desk, and as you reach under the desk, you feel a piece of paper that is kind of pinned up underneath the desk.
Here we are.
And I am about to give you a handout that I'm probably going to let you mull over for a bit while I go back to the rest of the group. I'm going to try not to pull it up on stream here until it is shared with anybody else. This should go directly to you. Let me know if you got it.
Yes.
So that is the piece of paper that you find pinned to the bottom of this desk. The silence speaks volumes.
I'm sorry.
Is this something he can decipher, or is this something to cipher?
This is something to decipher. Just, I am willing to, I'm not going to leave you completely hanging trying to figure this out. But I am going to give you some time to try and come to your own conclusion there. Just take a really good look at the whole thing while I go back over to Mina and Alistair.
Well, we also... Well, we did get the spice.
There is a window in this room, right?
Yeah, there's one up on the north
Okay,
side.
because I can't see anything still.
If I open the window, does that get in light for you?
Nope.
Oh, weird.
It is dark outside.
Man, you really
Well,
should
yeah,
get
but
some
it's
dark
like-
vision, you dummy.
It's moonlight,
I
but
know,
the line of sight only goes so far. Like,
yeah.
Well, I walk over here, pay no heed to the blind man. There is another room. I'm going to investigate this storeroom.
all right, go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Brain, please work for at least like an hour more. I'd love it if you would. Investigation, there we go. For a 19.
19 will allow you to find another bundle of veggies. However, this bundle of veggies is like on the edge. Like, you got about a day
Snack for tonight.
before
I
they
guess.
might as well be compost.
Ah, well, I mean, at that point, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like snack within a day. They're on the edge, but they left a few veggies behind.
I go out here and I hand Alistair a broccoli.
What is this?
It's broccoli.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. It's someone's brains I found. Here, touch it.
it's not wet enough for that.
Go over and I soak it in some leftover water in the sink. Here, touch it again.
Doesn't feel like a brain.
You're not very fun.
What?
And then I kind of just,
did it
is this over here? Am I seeing something weird with the wall, in the bottom left corner? I see
There is another door over there. Yes.
Okay, I will, try to do the same, sort of like listen, and if I don't hear anyone, then,
All right. Perception.
Yeah. 13.
Yep. You don't hear any movement or anything behind the door.
Okay. Then I will open the door.
Hopefully you can actually get through it. This was a tiny door. Uh-oh.
Ooh. Yeah, I barely even noticed it. It was like a little offset.
All right, here I go, just removing walls again. I'm gonna remember this the next time I fucking make walls.
We will tear
Whoops.
down this house by the end of the night. Ah, this looks like a room.
Yeah,
Man, Alistair,
room.
if only you could see this stuff right here. This is something over here. I tell you.
I mean, I could
bud.
flick on a torch, but I'd be a little worried to do so.
Yeah, but I mean, man,
Following
if
you,
only
I'm
you
just-
could see, man.
I feel bad for the characters who can't see, and this map is actually highly detailed. By the way, I'm gonna zoom in real quick for any that are watching. Patreon, that person, this is not my map, but that person made this map, and it's awesome.
Hey. Credit
Yeah,
where
I'm kind
credit's
of looking
due.
over there, especially in the rooms that have windows that I should be able to see a little bit, because like the main room I can see with the window, not the other ones though.
Yeah, I think it's just how line of sight. It's a
Yeah.
little bit funky, but well, I've got some looking around to do in here.
Yeah, so you come into this room and you see what looks like kind of a workshop, where they might have been making other things, but it looks like their main focus was like cloth materials, possibly armor, some like leather armors, clothes and stuff like that. So go ahead and give me another investigation. A lot of investigation tonight.
Yeah, we'll add a D4 to this one because I didn't use it on the last couple.
Can I provide assistance because I have proficiency?
Yes, you can. So roll it at advantage.
Oh, I didn't roll the D4 in there. Let me get that real quick.
Okay.
That and then investigation with advantage, so that's just another roll.
Yeah, just give me another investigation. That's gonna be the
19 plus 4, so that'll be 23.
All right, so like as soon as you walk into this room, you and Alistair both notice a couple of mannequins on the other side of the room, and you head right towards those because they look like the least torn down of everything in here. And you find on each mannequin 2 sets of very fine, like almost noble status clothing. And attached to the small belt on one of these clothings is a patchwork bag of different colored like leathers and silks. This is something I'm not going to make you identify because every player in D&D knows what this is, so I'm not going to make you work for it. You just found a bag of holding.
Oh shit.
Cat, you're the best. Let me just put down.
So what did you find?
I'm not the
over there?
best. You guys made the effort to investigate every last inch of this place. That's and rewarded for it.
Sick loots I found in the house.
So I will. Well, I can drag these into your inventory.
I see. Okay, good.
So I will drag the bag of holding and the 2 sets of fine clothes. And you guys can divvy all that up however you choose at some other point.
So we found some sort of bag. What is it?
Start shoving like full size clothing into it. Huh? It's a neat bag. I like it.
You know,
To me, I feel like
in here, but
bags of holding are such a common D&D item that like pretty much everybody knows what one of those is.
At
And what
least
they look
having
like.
one is nice.
Yes.
We don't necessarily need the full 3 or whatever we're walking around with on Saturday, but I mean even having one is like great.
Yep. So upon that discovery, we're gonna go back to Zen.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, this is the key to unlock the treasure. I think it says treasure pike or pick. These 6 items and set them in order of these solar. Some of this I'm like doing, but it doesn't exactly add up to something. The I can tell you the key is you move every letter up 1
Mm-hmm.
in their position. So
Yes.
S's,
Yes,
T's,
you
and all
got that right.
Yeah. I just haven't had enough time to decipher the whole thing because it is a very long message. And doing this takes quite a bit of time, but I'm about halfway.
Okay. So we'll just kind of check in with Mobius and Fangor as you guys are kind of meandering about. And you see Zen over at this desk looking at this piece of paper, like...
You see him pull out another piece of paper and some quill, and he's slowly doing something.
Zen, you need any help?
No.
Not even gonna show him the paper or anything.
He's just very, very focused.
Okay, so real quick, just for stream purposes, I am going to pull this up onto stream, and I'm gonna let it kind of hang out there for a second.
Yeah, middle one, like the 3rd row down, last word. Is that an I between the H and the B? I can't tell what that is.
You said what? Middle one, 3rd down.
So third row down, last word. the BH. I'm gonna guess that's an I.
That's an L.
That's an L. That would make so much more sense. It's very hard for me to tell. Okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to kind of pull that up on stream for a little bit. So for those that are watching right now, if you like puzzles, feel free to take a good look at that, take a screenshot real quick, whatever you want to do. And for future, those that might be watching the YouTube VOD, perfect time to pause and see if you can solve this yourselves. And then you know, hit play again to figure out the answer, because it sounds like we have a very smart wizard who's going to figure it out.
I'm a smart fellow. Well, come on, people, talk. I got a little bit.
Go on, Vamp.
Hold on.
Okay, so it sounds like the other two just kind of watching Zen do this. Is there anything that the two of you would like to kind of do while you're in this room?
Not really. Besides making sure Zen doesn't get jumped.
Okay. So we'll go back to the other two that just discovered
I'm assuming this is a front door.
this is the front door. Hey.
What? I'm using my best judgment skills.
I know
here,
you're
'cause-
using your best judgment, but you know how I feel about moving that fast around the map.
Well, I was using my character as a reference
Mhm.
tool. I'm gonna stand right here and just kind of make sure no one comes in. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I'm gonna let the smart people do their thing.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go back to Mina and Alistair after discovering their little thing in there.
I'll also just check out the window. It looks like that's a cliffside or something
Mm-hmm.
out there. Okay. Don't want to sneak out that way. So that investigation basically covers the entire room. So like these little chests that I'm seeing
Yeah.
down here.
Everything's been mostly cleared out, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I figured.
It's very easy to tell that this place was raided quite some time ago, and like the Empire has had plenty of time to come in and kind of gather up what they initially thought was worth their time.
Okay. Does also look like masks over here in this like crate.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if you follow the AJ rule of everything that exists on the map is technically there to some degree.
Technically to some degree, yeah. Even when I use other people's maps. So at that point, I would say that you would be able to find some. I'll give you some costume clothes.
Ooh.
Sweet. Yeah, I will definitely take those, and if we have a mask, I won't slip it on now, but I will definitely keep that in mind for later, because our wizard has a good point about hiding our identities just in case. Not that I'm the most subtle of people, but you know, I might come in handy.
Let me pop that into your inventory real quick. That's one set of costume clothes.
Yep. Okay, Alistair, I think we found everything in these side rooms that we're gonna find. Although it's a weird, we didn't really find anything that I think we were actually sent here to find. Maybe the others have had better luck than us.
Yeah, let's go meet up with them and see if they found anything. Let's.
But Zen has. Zen's a smart guy.
Yes. Is this door open here?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be able to go through the door. Yep.
I just kind of come back into the main room here.
Yeah. Zen, out of the corner of your eye, you notice that like everybody's kind of gathered up here, around you.
You notice glowing red eyes floating towards you through the darkness.
Yep. As you come into this room, you see Zen huddled over. He moved his character token. Are you at the desk?
Yeah, I'm at the desk, wherever that is.
Let me scoot you up here.
You see currently his owl on his shoulder kind of looking at the letter for him as he's currently just, his entire other body is faced towards the paper.
Yep. So he's holding a very like small scrap of paper, kind of like torn edges around it, and you see him just kind of very focused writing on another piece of paper with his quill, like he is zoned in on this paper right now.
Okay, I just want to say real quick, this kind of shit I absolutely love.
Good, because I love putting this shit in my games.
I'm very close. Give me a moment.
So that works out because I love putting them in the games, and you are playing a wizard who's probably going to be pretty good at figuring this out.
I'd have eaten the paper.
Just for the heck of it, while we're waiting for Zen to get to the full solution here, I am going to share it with the rest of you as to what Zen is looking at currently. Because I know at some point Zen will probably share what he's looking at, right?
Yeah.
Or at least to give you all a little bit of meta insight, you know. Just a little something to entertain yourselves while he finishes solving it.
It's a little bit funner for me too because I'm putting myself a bit on a timer because we're streaming this.
Trust me, I spent a good. I'll talk about it later, but yeah.
What the fuck?
Got it. All right. Then kind of.
I got the first 4 words in like half a second. This is the key. I got that.
Okay, so I've got the solved version here. Go ahead and read it out to me, and we'll see how close you are.
All right. This is the keys to unlock the treasure. Pick these 6 items and set them in order of the solar simical. Or
Close. Not quite on that word.
I am the. Well, I mean that's exactly what it would be. So unless it's misspelled on
Hold
purpose.
on. I think I know what it is, but
It starts with the bright ideas followed by the key, the Elork of Destiny, a place of knowledge, a Ikame, and a Timekeeper.
I really hope I didn't misspell some of these.
Oh, I
think I probably did.
Because is Ikame and the Timekeeper correct? Because
Timekeeper is correct.
DE, so EJK EK ZA Ikame. I think I have all of it correct. I think some things are misspelled.
well, I'm gonna send what I decoded over to Kat as well to see if that was right. I'm curious.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
My brain ain't working too good. I ain't even gonna try.
I know, I felt so bad when you said you were showing up to this session sick, and I'm like, oh.
Through the power of drugs, Kat, anything is possible.
I put a puzzle in this one. Uh-oh.
It's good we have other intelligent.
And it's not the end of the puzzle.
Oh,
You don't want
no.
that hurt.
It's hard because my solved version is not quite in the same flow as the not solved version.
Did I perhaps crack it there? Or wait, is that all of it? Oh.
Ray pick? Rayuri pick? Is that an O or is that a C?
Some of it is misspelled. Okay.
I'm just having a hard time, like, reading it a little bit. Stop fucking intensifying the decrease size. Christ.
All right, so some of it's misspelled. Wow, I feel like a bad DM now.
You're fine.
didn't quite get that one right. But Zen, you were
I'm mostly.
you mostly got it, so I'm gonna share the solved version
Okay.
to everybody.
Okay.
You can clearly see where some of it was misspelled.
Oh.
Hey yo, sick brain working on a puzzle. This is what happens.
Yo.
Some of it was there. Okay.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Sorry, my kiddo's coming in and wanting to talk and be part of it, which is understandable. But I keep telling him he's got a few more years before he's ready to play D&D. So, after solving that, I will say the items that you saw on the desk and the indentations that so far Zen is the only one is aware exist. You have, and I will put this in our game chat. Give me just a second because I gotta kind of split this up because my notes give away more than what I want to give you currently. The items on the desk are as follows. You have a pen, a key, a coin, a book, a candle, a clock, and a feather. So, for those of you that are watching, I'm gonna pull up the completed cipher. This is the solved cipher. This is what the note says.
So have we found anything interesting here?
The puzzle.
All right. And did
So-
you figure out what it says?
As I was saying, sorry again, child. I'm pulling up on stream so that, you know, a very rare occasion of choose your role play along.
I kind of like this.
So this is the solved cipher. There are 6 indentations on the desk. And there are several items on the desk, including a pen, a key, a coin, a book, a candle, a clock, and a feather.
Okay. Well, it says this is the key to unlock the treasure pick. These 6 items and set them in order of the solar circle. It starts with the bright idea, followed by the key, the fork of destiny, a place of knowledge, a flame, and a timekeeper.
Well, I guess at least it should be easy enough to just put the candle first and the clock last, but
Say
and the
there's
flame
this
might be the
box here.
candle too.
Let's see. It starts with a bright idea.
But I guess a bright idea could be a candle or a book. Well, not a candle. It could be a book. It could be
Or the pen.
a pen.
Followed by the key, the fork of destiny. A place of knowledge, a flame, and a timekeeper. I believe a place of knowledge is the book.
That would make the most sense.
A flame is the candle. The timekeeper
Yes.
is the clock.
A bright idea. I mean, maybe a pen is a bright idea. guess that could also be the candle, but then what would the flame be?
Mm,
And of course, this is before we had light bulbs, and like so. Right now, instead of having a light bulb when we have an idea above our heads, we just have a candle pop up. So that could. Well, why don't we start placing them?
Okay, let me place the book, the candle, and the clock first.
Yes, as long as we're certain about a few of them at least, we could just technically guess about the other ones, and it
Okay.
So
won't take too many
if it
tries.
starts with the bright idea, it could be a pen, a key, a coin, a feather.
Well, I mean, the key is said specifically.
Yeah, that's the free space right there.
Possibly, yeah. So followed by a bright idea. It starts with a bright idea. I could see it being a pen, followed by the key. I feel like the fork of destiny is the pen.
Could be. I mean, what do you use to write down good ideas? It would be a pen, so that could work for that.
All right.
The
So do you
feather
guys
could be the feather could be the fork in the destiny.
place any of the items?
I mean, I'll move around the pretty obvious we think ones. I mean, I'll move around the key to the key one.
Zen's gonna stop you because he's gonna point to the riddle and go, remember, it starts with the bright idea. I think we do this out of order. It could result in something bad.
It could, or it could just say the order in which they need to be done, or the order they're placed, not necessarily time.
Well, I think we shouldn't put it until we get them, just to be safe.
Possibly. I mean, like I said, if it doesn't do that, then as long as we're relatively sure about a few of them, the rest you can
Right.
guess and check.
Do we want to do pen, key, feather, book, candle, clock?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, so you guys do pen,
key,
key,
feather, book,
feather, book, candle, clock. So as you set the items down, as you set the pen down, you hear a subtle click. You set the key down, you hear a subtle click. As you set the feather down, nothing. As you set the book down, you hear a click.
If we didn't hear the click at that one, I'd kind of stop it, I think. But hold on a second.
Better cook.
Well, I mean, I was kind of saying that because I was like doing it while he's placing it. But
as you set the candle down, click, and the clock, click.
okay, so the only one I didn't hear a click on was the feather. So why don't you place something
So
else
we'll
there?
move the feather for the coin.
And as you place the coin down, you hear click, followed by a very subtle click that comes from underneath the desk.
Then we'll reach under the desk.
And you find a small hidden compartment that has popped open. And inside of it is a sealed scroll tied with a black ribbon and a wax seal. The wax seal, upon investigation, is in a very dark red wax with it was a slight inscription. It's a little kind of tattered from time, but it does have the slight inscription of an eagle.
I'm feeling this is what we're looking for, and it's sealed, right?
It is sealed, yes.
All right, my guess is
that way.
yes, I do. All right, well.
Just to be the DM that is, I am going to tell you right now, clap, clap, good job, you solved the puzzle. And you now have your intel in hand.
All right. Well, we need to get this back.
Yes, why don't we get out?
Did anyone see another way out?
Big hole in the side of the wall.
Where does it lead?
Outside.
Outside.
That's how Fangor got in.
Oh, let's go that way then.
Let's go.
Yeah, he made the hole by tripping.
Okay. I'm gonna need a group acrobatics check.
No. Yo. At least I don't have disadvantage on those.
Zen's gonna wait.
Oh, actually, roll okay.
Right.
But I do have a -1.
Oh my god.
So yeah, Zen was gonna wait. For whoever was going to fall, Zen's gonna cast Featherfall on them.
Oh, okay.
To slow their descent to hopefully not make any noise.
So the first one up that would fall would be Fangor.
Yeah, he raises his wand and Fangor suddenly starts floating very carefully to the ground.
Okay. So that will give Fangor a reroll. To get up there again. I don't know how many times you want to cast Featherfall, but Mina also.
Let me look at Featherfall real quick.
Mhm.
So I can target up to 5 creatures, and it lasts for a minute.
Okay, so you're able to actually stop Fangor and Mina from falling and making a big old clatter.
Oh, didn't give me a chance to land on my feet.
Is that
Oh,
what the reroll
I would
for?
give you a chance to land on your feet because, you know, cat, but there's rubble beneath you, so literally just a slight misplacement would cause rubble to clatter. The Featherfall is a really good idea, so I'm letting it go. I'm letting this happen.
Now, before we do this again,
So we have a 15 and an 18.
Uh-huh.
Fangor and Mina, you have another chance, or possibly a different way to leave, or however you want to do this.
Zen's going to reach into his bag, and he's going to pull out a grappling hook. And
Okay.
he's going to toss it to the people who are already up, and have them help us get up with now the rope.
I didn't know you had one of those. All right.
I bought one just in case.
You never know when you're gonna need a grappling hook, cat.
You know what? This is this is
Yep,
one of
I have
those
it right
moments.
here in my inventory.
Yep.
Grappling
No,
hook.
you do. You have a grappling hook. Fangor and Mina, go ahead and make your acrobatics rolls at advantage now because you have the assistance of a basically a zip line.
Okay.
Guys, I could totally put some caltrops on the rubble to make it worse.
Jeez.
I will smite you.
I need to get in combat because my skill checks are bad.
14.
So that
Not
makes it a
bad.
13 and a 14.
Yes.
So 13.5.
Well, we still have yet to see Zen make his
Yep.
way out.
Yeah.
Is
Go on.
acrobatic?
Yep.
It's actually not awful as this. Oh, I forgot to hit advantage. 18.
Hey.
That's an 18. That is, and we're gonna round up. That's a 16. You guys, through ingenuity, managed to make it out of the hole in the side of the wall. Quite well, without making more than just a few pebbles falling to the side of a sound. And you find yourselves on the backside of this barn. You can still hear the faint noises of the guards off in the distance as they're kind of hanging out down by their campfire. And you guys successfully make it away from the mansion or the house with your intel in hand. And I'll say you make it back to the village. burned down village.
Yeah. All right. I don't recommend we stay here tonight.
I agree. We need to keep moving.
Oh, but it's such a good color. Well, I guess so.
I feel more
Apparently,
safe, more distance
I've heard that there's
between us.
large beasts about here. You know, some sort of large cat monster or something, right?
So you guys continue. You guys decide to continue moving through the night. I will need a survival check. I believe you normally roll at advantage. No, I'll take it back. You guys have been down this path before, so you guys make it. You guys make it out to the trail again. Just
Alright.
as the sun is rising.
Ugh.
But choosing to go through the night, I need everybody to take 1 point of exhaustion.
Are we moving through the whole night, or are we just getting away to find a place to camp?
Disadvantage on all ability checks before we get back to town.
Because I
Don't think that's a great idea out here.
I would have probably like suggested we just find like a place to camp within like maybe an hour or two, but you don't need to go the whole night.
I mean, then we'll leave that up to the group if they want to risk it.
I would say keep moving. Get as far
Yeah.
away as possible.
Yeah,
Alright.
then keep moving.
Okay. Well,
Good idea to get.
I'm feeling nice. You guys did really good through that. That was a lot of ingenuity, and just I enjoyed watching that. And for those of you that don't play games with me or haven't played games with me before, when I'm feeling nice and you guys do really good, I get really nice. So we're gonna say that you guys managed to through the next couple of days, because you've been through this trail, you've learned your lessons kind of through your encounters with creatures and whatnot, you managed to make it back to the wall and find yourselves back on the other side of the wall in town. I would love to keep going, but I know that I have a sick player.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
You're fine. Shut up.
I've been sniffling through this.
Yeah. A very sick player and one who's just recovering from being sick. I'm also recovering from being sick. So, as much as even I don't want to right now, I think that is a good place to call the session for the night.
All right.
Yep.
Is she not a merciful DM?
I have my moments.
Yeah, we didn't have to traverse back through that, so.
So I can hold up to 8 like cubic feet of water in that bag.
If
For
we can
whatever
find a
purposes
way,
we might
though,
need for that. I'm
that's
just saying.
true.
I
We
can
could
do that.
also just use it as like a very temporary Fangor transporter if we can fit him in there.
I don't think we can fit Fangor in it. I think he is too
No.
big.
You just gotta stuff him in there.
You
He's got
can't
too
fit
much girth. I don't
any
think you can
person into the bag of holding.
You could fit like a halfling into it. You could fit like a size small creature, I think, into it, but you couldn't fit like.
But yeah, let's do the outro. So
Right.
thank you to all who tuned in tonight, and thank you to those who might be watching this VOD on YouTube later for tuning in to session 5 of Tides of the Fallen Kingdom. I think these players did great tonight. Puzzles are always fun. And don't forget to check out some of our other games. We have the Far and Wide campaign and the One Piece Endless Horizons game as well. Choose Your Roll provides a lot of different flavors of D&D. So like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And until next time, choose your roll carefully.